created in the 70s to increase the number of Hispanics in top-level positions in the administration and in the federal government. As a member of the President's Cabinet, Dr. Ramirez helped identify, recruit, and nurture Hispanic Republicans all over the country. These Republicans have served in high-level positions in many Republican administrations that followed. Many of them have even run for office. His efforts resulted in the appointment of 53 Hispanics to top-level positions in the Nixon administration. Also, I'd just like to take a moment because there are some of you here who participated with me during the 70s in that in those years. I'd like to, for a moment, for those of you with Espinoza like Ben Fernandez, and he often traveled with Ben to many events to help Ben get a fast start in organizing Republican Hispanics. It was Dr. Ramirez's efforts which allowed Ben to get a fast start, as I said, organizing the RNHA. I ought to know I served both individuals. I was a special assistant to Dr. Ramirez, and then I was recruited by Ben to help him sell to build the RNHA. We both sold the RNHA concept to the then RNC chairman, George Bush. I became the RNC, I became a member of the RNC to help me build the organization, and the rest, as you know, is history. I'd like to take a moment to give you a little history, if I may, of the RNHA and how it all got started. It was Ben's idea that in order to create the organization, we needed a group that would serve as the steering committee. I did quite a bit of research on how other organizations, the blacks and the other groups, got started within the party. Two, he joined several Mexican Americans and formed the Mexican American Educators Foundation to fight discrimination in an open manner. With support or with his superior, he designed a unique program which he called the New Horizons Program. It was organized to fundamentally transform the educational system at Whittier High School with a clear purpose of eliminating discrimination in education against Mexican American students. As a result of the success of the program, Henry was recruited for a new created position called Chief of the Mexican American Studies Division of the U.S. Commission of Civil Rights. In this new capacity, Henry conducted the first ever baseline studies for the U.S. government on the issues affecting the Mexican American population, which were published in 7 reports and submitted to the President and to Congress. Because of his increasing presence in the media, President Nixon personally recruited Henry to come to work for him in a cabinet position entitled Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Opportunity for Spanish-Speaking People. His job is verbalized in the Oval Office by Richard Nixon, who said, knock down the wall of discrimination that the Anglos had set up against the Mexican Americans in the Southwest, which resulted as an unforeseen vestige of President Polk's invasion of Mexico. That day, President Nixon also told Henry that he was very irritated because in all his political races, the highest he would receive was 5% of the vote from the Mexican Americans. He started that at this time in '72. He wanted 15. Henry gave him a 5-point program whereby he could win 25% of the vote. In November of 1972, Richard Nixon received 27% of the Mexican-American vote. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me honor Dr. Henry Ramirez.